Amazing. So without wasting any further time, let's jump right into the business for tonight. If you're just joining in, don't forget, comment your first name and your current location. Make sure you share this video with at least one person. Make sure you share the video with at least one person. Very, very important. If you're not yet subscribed, please do well to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Participation is absolutely free. Make sure you subscribe so that more people can get to know about the School of Personal Development and they can be a part of what, we're trying to achieve. We can be able to make impact and contribute to the quality of their lives. So without wasting any further time, I'll jump right into the business for the night. I'm teaching tonight on the topic, the seasons of greatness. The seasons of greatness, the pathway to a glorious life. Tonight's training is going to change your life. Now, generally speaking, there are three primary stages in the life of all men. As long as you are a man, that includes being a woman, born on the earth, there are three major stages everybody should experience. The first stage is called the stage of birth. The stage of birth. Now, this is the stage where you are brought into existence and consciousness. The stage of birth. This is the first stage that every human being should experience or experiences, right? The stage of birth, where you are brought into existence and brought into consciousness. And usually in this stage, you come full of potentials. There are many potentials that you come with when you are born. This leads me to the second stage. The second stage of life is called the stage of manifestation. The stage of manifestation. This is the stage where you begin to function in your ordination and divine assignment. This is the stage where you begin to manifest your potentials. You begin to manifest all that God has deposited inside of you, right? This is the stage of fulfillment. If you read Mark 1 verse 37, the Bible says, and when they had found him, talking about Jesus now, he says, they said unto him, all men seek for thee. All men seek for thee. All men did not seek for him when he was the capital son. All men did not seek for him when he was born and brought into the earth. All men sought for him when he got to the stage of manifestation. The third stage of the human life is the stage of death. The stage of death. This is the stage where you transit this realm of existence into eternity. And the Bible says in Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27, it says, it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. It is appointed. So death is an appointment that every man, every woman must experience, except of course, rapture happens. So there are three stages in the human life. The first stage, I said, is the stage of birth. The second stage is the stage of manifestation. The second stage is the stage of manifestation, and the third stage is the stage of death. Now, put this down. It is important to note that of these three stages, only the first and third stage happen by default. That means you don't have to do anything to be born. It is your parents, your mother and your father that came together, met, and then they gave birth to you in partnership with God, of course, because we know that except God creates the spirit, the body is useless. So your parents created the physical body that hosted your spirit. So the stage of birth had nothing to do with you. It was God, your father and your mother that came together and decided that you should be born. The third stage, which is the stage of death, everybody, as long as you are alive, you have an appointment with death. And I gave us a scripture for that. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. It says, it is appointed unto men to die once. So everybody must die. But when it has to do with the stage of manifestation, It requires your participation. It requires your engagement. Manifestation does not happen automatically. Very important to know that even though you did not decide to be born, even though you do not decide to die, no sane human being, decides to die. Every man is appointed to die. Even if you committed suicide, you are going to die after all, right? But when it has to do with manifestation, it requires your active participation. It requires your active engagement. That means it is possible for somebody to come into existence, that you are born and then you die without manifesting. Very terrible state. That it is possible that a person is born, your mother gives birth to you, and then you just live and then die without manifesting the potentials, without manifesting the giftings, without manifesting all that God has deposited in your life. And we see this demonstrated in the life of Methuselah. Methuselah. You find the whole existence of Methuselah in just one chapter of the Bible, Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5. Not more than 5 verses spoke about Methuselah. And the only thing that was recorded about him that was of any importance is that Methuselah was the oldest person that lived. He lived 969 years and then he died. Meaning, just because you lived long does not mean you manifested destiny. That between your birth date and your death date, it can be a vacuum. And you see what makes for your relevance, what is the stamp that you actually came upon the earth is that you manifested. Imagine sending somebody to the market and you give the person money to buy maybe foodstuff, and the person goes to the market and then comes back to you empty-handed. What would you say? What would you think? Is that not an absolute waste of time? That means the person just wasted time going to the market and coming back. That's how it is for many people. Many people arrive the earth and they exit the earth without manifesting the giftings, the greatness that is hidden inside of them. There is a treasure that God puts in all men when they are born. There are potentials that come with us when we are born. And if we do not understand how to manifest these potentials, if we do not understand how to manifest these giftings, if we do not understand how to manifest this greatness, we are going to exit without making any impact. We're going to exit without any relevance whatsoever. And you see, your life, true life, is contained in your manifestation. The essence of life is contained in your manifestation. Your relevance, your fulfillment, your success is contained in your manifestation. If you come to the earth and die without manifestation, you just wasted time. And there are too many people who come to the earth, walk the surface of the earth, and die without manifesting, without making an impact. The goal of this teaching tonight is to help you understand the stage of manifestation, to understand the seasons of greatness so that you can engage it and die empty, so that you can engage it and pour yourself out as a drink offering. My God. My God. Jesus lived for only 33 and a half years. But because he maximized his seasons of greatness, because he engaged the stage of manifestation, 2,000 years later, over 30% of the entire world's population today, are talking about him, are living for him. Why? Because he manifested. If you don't manifest, you will not be relevant. Romans chapter 8, verse 19. You hear me share scriptures again and again, not because this is a religious platform, but because for me, the Bible is a book of reference. And every time I share, I share from that perspective, not from a fanatical perspective. Romans 8, 19. It says, for the earnest expectation of creation waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. In other words, creation is not waiting for your birth. Creation is not waiting for your death. Creation is waiting for your manifestation. Manifestation does not happen automatically. You are born without your contribution. You die without your contribution. No matter how careful you live, no matter how much you try to put your life together, you are still going to die. Either die of natural causes, die of self-inflicted causes. You are still going to exit this earth. But when it has to do with manifestation, there has to be a participatory role that you play. Are you seeing it? Somebody say, I will not die a statistics. I will not die a statistics. Put it in the comments. There are many people who come to the earth and they just add to the number. There are 220 million Nigerians. You are just a statistics. And then you die and somebody replaces you. I will not die a statistics. My generation must feel my impact. I must pour myself out as a drink offering. My generation must know that I came and I conquered. My generation must know that Emmanuel Ahmadu walked the surface of this earth. That when I die, my world will remember my name because I manifested. I am not a statistics. I am not just a number. Don't just try to live long. Manifest. There are many people who are praying for long life, but they are not manifesting. Living long without manifestation is a waste of lifetime. Very important to know that long life without manifestation is a waste of God's time. And you will hear me teach again and again that time is the currency that God gives to us to squander on purpose. Time is the currency that God gives to us to squander on manifestation. If you are not using time to manifest what God has deposited in you, you are wasting time. You are wasting time. The people who deserve to live long are the people who are making impact. The people who are pouring themselves out as a drink offering to their generation. Now, I want to share with us there are 3 consequences for going through life without manifesting your potentials. 3 consequences that if all that you do is just to be born and then you stroll through earth and then you die, there are 3 consequences that you will experience. If you're just joining, by the way, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Do not leave without subscribing to this channel, and make sure you click on the like button so that others can get to know and join the video. There are 3 consequences that you experience for going through life without manifesting your potentials. Number one, you will be ignored by your generation. You will be ignored by your generation. The first consequence of coming to the earth and not manifesting is that your generation will ignore you. You will live an uncelebrated life. Romans chapter 8, verse 19. I already read it to us. It says, for the earnest expectation of creation waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. The world is not waiting for your birth. The world is not waiting for your, going to school or your certificate. The world is not waiting for you to die. The world is waiting for your manifestation. No manifestation, no relevance. No manifestation, no celebration. Think about the people that we celebrate today. You see it, the Martin Luther Kings, the Nelson Mandelas. Are you seeing it? The Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Think about anybody that we celebrate today. We celebrate them today not just because they were born. We celebrate them because they manifested. In fact, the only reason why people will celebrate your birth, are you seeing it? And remember you when you die is if you manifest. If you do not manifest, nobody will remember your birthday. If you do not manifest, nobody will remember you after you are gone. Your relevance is hidden in your manifestation. Again, in Mark 1:37, the Bible says, and when they had found him, when they had found Jesus, he says, they said, all men seek for thee, my God. When you manifest, all men will seek for you. You are relevant. All men will seek for you. Nobody will seek for you just because you were born. Nobody will seek for you just because you came into existence or because you have a certificate. People will seek for you when you manifest the potentials that God has put in on the inside of you. Number two, the second consequence of not manifesting your potentials is that you will live a difficult and frustrating life. A difficult and frustrating life. You would have had me share, you would have had me, say it before that I think I did a reel on it. I said that nobody, you will never see two aeroplanes on the sky and the two pilots are arguing, oh, you're on my road. Why are you blocking me? Shift, let me get space. Competition only happens on the ground. Competition only happens on the ground. You never see two aeroplanes complaining for space. The sky is too large for aeroplanes to have clashes. Most times when you hear about plane crash, it is not about two planes hitting each other. It's that maybe the plane had some default and then it fell or something happened to it. But you hardly hear that two planes hit each other. But you hear a lot of terrible things that happen to vehicles on the ground. Accidents happening every day, a car hitting a keke, this one hitting this. That's what happens when you don't manifest. You remain on the ground. You remain a nobody. You remain a statistics. I hope you know that rules. I was watching a video, a protocol video, with my people, I think last week or so, and the guy made a very, very powerful statement. He said, rules don't apply to everybody. He says, as painful and as difficult as that sounds, as unfair as that sounds, rules don't apply to everybody. I hope you know there are people who go to the bank and there is a VIP section for them. You go to the bank and you have to join queue. But when you manifest, you are treated as a VIP. My God. I'm not going to struggle through life. I'm not going to be a mediocre in life. There are people who queue up at the filling station, and there are people who their car they have a special spot in the filling station. They don't join queues. They don't go through the normal struggles of men. If they need anything, there are people who go to bank, and there are people who bank come to them. When you manifest, you are treated as a special person. You are treated as a VIP. My God. Whew. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Say, I will manifest. I will manifest. I will not be strong. If your life is filled with too much struggle, it's because you have not manifested. Think about all the great people that you admire who are living lives of ease. It's because they've manifested. Their world is celebrating them. They don't have to go through the normal process that people are going through to get the things that they want because they've manifested. I will manifest. The third consequence of going through life without manifesting your potentials, without manifesting all that God has deposited in you, is that you will live a life that is filled with regrets from untapped potentials. A life filled with regrets from untapped potentials. Let me read a statement by late Dr. Miles Morrow. Dr. Miles Morrow of blessed memory, my mentor, most revered mentor. He made this statement. Listen to it. The wealthiest place in the world is not the gold mines of South Africa, of South America, or the oil fields of the Middle East. It is not the diamond mines of South Africa. The wealthiest place in the world is the cemetery. There lie the greatest treasure of untapped potential, ideas never acted upon, songs never sung, books never written, inventions never designed, plans never executed, and dreams never pursued. My God. When you don't unleash your potentials, you bury your potentials. This is why Dr. Miles will say, live fully, die empty. Live fully, die empty. My God. What if I didn't write the book, 25 Important Things I Wish I Knew Before I Turned 25? Do you know how many lives have been blessed by that book? Are you seeing it? What if I'm not having the School of Personal Development right now? Every one of you listening to me being blessed is because I'm unleashing my potential. I hope you know I have the choice of deciding not to do what I'm doing now. I have the choice of deciding to just die, to just live, pursue money, pursue certificate, and then die. But you will not be blessed. Are you seeing it? When you don't manifest, you are going to not just live a miserable life. You're not just going to live a life of regret, you are going to be robbing your generation of what God has deposited in you. It was discovered that people in their deathbeds, when they asked them, people who were about to die, they asked them, what is your greatest regret? For many of them, their greatest regret was not the things that they did wrong or the mistakes that they made. Their greatest regret was the things that they did not do when they had the time and energy to do them. My God, the things they did not do, the books they did not write, the songs they did not sing, the trainings they did not organize. Are you seeing it? That was their greatest regret. Don't die full, die empty. Don't die with the potentials that God has deposited in you. Die empty. And before I exit this earth, by the grace of God, I'm 33 now. By next year, I should be 34. I still have quite a number of years ahead of me, but I've made up my mind that I will not die full. I will die empty. Whatever it would take for me to pour myself out as a drink offering to my generation, I will do it. We will have the trainings. We will host conferences across the nations. I will host Reading Challenge with millions of people participating. Are you seeing it? We will build libraries across Africa. We will set up personal development platforms in universities and secondary schools. I'm going to die empty. Everything that God has deposited in me, I will pour it out to my generation before I exit. Somebody say, I will die empty. The consequences of not manifesting. That number one, you will be ignored by your generation, an uncelebrated life. Number two, you will live a difficult and frustrating life. Number three, you will live a life that is filled with regrets from untapped potentials. Now I want to share with us the seasons of greatness. What are the seasons you must pay attention to? What are the seasons you must understand and engage for you to manifest greatness, for you to manifest your potentials? Many people do not understand these seasons. And you see, if seasons come and you don't understand them and do what you are supposed to do, it will be a wasted season. Are you seeing it? There are many people who rain is falling now and they are busy shouting weather for two, weather for two. Whereas a farmer somewhere is saying, rain is falling. Now is the time to plant. Now is the time to put fertilizer on my farm. The person who is shouting weather for two, when it is harvest season, do you think that person will harvest anything? No. It is the one who understood the seasons and acted based on that understanding that will reap a harvest. The Bible says the children of Issachar understood the times and they knew what Israel ought to do. The stage of manifestation is divided into 3 seasons. I call them the seasons, 4 seasons rather. I call them the seasons of greatness. If you understand these seasons and you engage these seasons, it will be impossible for you to fail in life. Are you ready for them? If you're ready, let me see the fire emoji. Season number 1. The first season of greatness that you must understand and engage to manifest your potential, to manifest your destiny, is called the season of discovery. The season of discovery. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. The season of discovery. Jeremiah 1:5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. My God, here's a young man being born, and the Bible is telling us, God is telling him that I have already sanctified you and ordained you to be a prophet unto the nations. So when you see a baby, God is not just seeing a baby. God is seeing buried within that baby a prophet to the nations. I'm very sure when my mother held me when I was born, she was just seeing a small Emmanuel Ahmadu. But hidden in that Emmanuel Ahmadu was a treasure to the nations. A teacher sent to the nations. My God. God hides treasures in babies. But to manifest it, you must discover it. This is the first and perhaps one of the most important seasons of manifestation, of greatness. is the season of discovery. You cannot manifest what you have not discovered. Every human being arrives this earth with potentials. Your first assignment is to discover what God has deposited inside of you. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon in the Bible, if you read Judges chapter 6, verse 12, Gideon, they were being oppressed by the Midianites now, and Gideon was hiding, grinding wheat, and the angel of God appeared to him and said, "Thou mighty man of valor." He was seeing himself as a grinder, but from the realm of the spirit, God was looking at him as a mighty man of valor, because that was what was ordained inside of him. And if you do not understand what you have, if you don't discover what you have, you cannot refine it. You cannot manifest it. The Bible speaking says, somebody find the scripture for me. I think Numbers 1:20. You can find it and put it up in the comment. It says, "A man that is in honor but understandeth not is as the beast that perisheth." A man that is in honor. If you don't know what you have, if you don't know who you are, you will live like a slave. So the first step on your journey of manifestation, manifesting greatness, is called the season of discovery. What do you discover in this season? There are 5 things that you discover in this season. Number 1 is your identity. Who am I? Your identity. The season of discovery is when you begin to discover who you are. My God. Who you are from the lens of eternity, from the lens of your creator. I don't know about you. Science tells us that we are an evolution from monkeys and all of that. That's not me. If that is what you believe, fine for you. But I am an extension of God. I carry the very DNA of God. The season of discovery is when God begins to tell you about yourself. He says, "Have I not said that you are gods? You are gods. Have I not said that you are gods?" My God. My God. Identity. You need to know who you are. I am the salt of the earth. I am the light of the world. I am a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. This is the season where you begin to discover your true identity. You cannot manifest if you do not know who you are. You cannot become great if you don't know who you are. The first thing you discover in the season of discovery is your identity. Number 2, you discover your purpose. Why am I here? You need to know why you are here. Why do you exist? Everybody is born with a purpose. For Jeremiah, as we see in Jeremiah 1:5, he was born and ordained to be a prophet unto the nations. I know that my purpose has to be with being a teacher. Are you seeing it? You need to know why you are here. It's very important. You cannot manifest in ignorance. Why are you here? What is your purpose? We've done a number of teachings on purpose discovery. You know, even at the Leverage Conference this year, we had a session, Purpose Discovery, the backbone of true success. You can find these teachings and listen to them. But you must know exactly why you are here. I'm on earth to inspire and empower a generation to embrace the path of growth so that they can live a victorious life and manifest an enviable destiny. You need to know exactly why you are here. For Dr. Miles Moru, his purpose was to raise leaders, to turn followers into leaders, and leaders into agents of change. You need to be able to define your purpose. There is an assignment that God sent you here to do. If you don't know it, how do you manifest? You can't manifest what you don't know. The third thing you discover in your season of discovery is visions. Your visions. Where am I going to? This is when God begins to show you visions. My God, the visions that I've seen about the School of Personal Development, that one day millions of young people across Africa will gather to what the School of Personal Development, that I'll be mentoring young people across Africa and across the world, teaching them personal development principles, helping them evolve into superior versions of themselves, you know, making a difference in their world, living a victorious life, manifesting an enviable destiny, that one day I will host the largest, reading challenge in the entire globe. Over 1 million people reading at the same period of time. That one day I will build the largest library in Africa. What visions do you have? It is in your seasons of discovery that God begins to show you visions. My God, remember Joseph in the Bible. It was in the season of discovery that he saw the vision where his brothers and his parents bowed down to him. That vision was what sustained him through life until it was manifested, until he became prime minister, second in command over Egypt. Vision. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? The fourth discovery you must make in your season of discovery is your potentials. Your potentials. What do you have? What is in your arsenal? God does not put anybody on this earth without giving them something. I can speak well. Maybe you cannot speak well, but maybe God gave you something. God gave you a sharp mind. God gave you beauty. You must identify what God has given you. What do you have? What are your potentials? What are your giftings and your natural abilities? Write it down. Many of us don't pay attention to these things. I'm an exceptional leader. Are you seeing it? Something I discovered. I wrote it down. I can speak well. I wrote it down. Are you seeing it? I know how to teach, how to connect my thoughts. Write it down. Write down everything that you are good at. Put it down. Don't say it does not matter. Are you seeing it? You must identify your gift. And the Bible lets us know that the gift of a man makes room for him and brings him before kings. You need to know what you have. God gave you something. God gave you something. By the way, if you're listening to me and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button now. Make sure you subscribe before you continue. Potentials. What do I have? The fifth thing that you discover, the fifth discovery you make in the season of discovery is strategies. Strategies. How do I arrive at my destination? How do I arrive at my destination? My God, every destiny requires different strategies. Every vision requires unique strategies. Somebody might use a jawbone to kill 1,000 soldiers, but for you, God will say, get a gun or get a truck or get something and use it. Are you saying different people have different strategies? Don't just stay to receive visions, stay to receive strategies. I've downloaded my vision and I'm still downloading strategies. You see, the things that God has called me to do, I'm still discovering how He wants me to accomplish them. It's very important to not just know what, but to also know how. You need to know the strategies for the manifestation of your destiny. How do you arrive at your destination? The strategies for your manifestation. These are the 5 things you discover during the season of discovery. Number 1, your identity. Who am I? Number 2, your purpose. Why am I here? Number 3, your visions. Where am I going to? Number 4, your potentials. What do I have? And number 5, your strategies. How do I arrive at my destination? Now, take note. I wrote down here that the season of discovery usually happens at the latter part, at the beginning stage of your life. Usually, I've discovered that between the age of 13, 14, 15, up until 25, or when you become serious with destiny, that's when the season of discovery begins. But usually it starts as early as 12. Begin to pay attention to yourself. What am I good at? What do I like? You need to analyze. Are you seeing it? This is how people send their children to school in most advanced nations. They don't just send them to go and study what the parents like. They look at the child and say, oh, this child is good, is being creative. This child likes playing with electric wires. This child and based on what the child is portraying, are you seeing it? They send them to school to study in that line. In fact, the word education comes from the word educare in Latin, meaning to draw out what is already there. So you need to start discovering what is there so that it can be drawn out. Somebody following what I'm saying? 3 things you do in the season of discovery before we move to the next season. There are 3 things what to do in the season of discovery. Number 1, the first thing you do in the season of discovery is to give yourself to learning. Give yourself to learning, my God. Give yourself to learning. You cannot discover yourself if you don't engage in active learning. Learning exposes you. You begin to see what is possible. There's a story of a lion, that a lioness that was giving birth and then died in the process. And then a farmer found the cub, the baby lion, just after the mother died, and took the cub back to its farm, put it amongst its, the goats, and the cub grew with goats, thought that it was a goat, was feeding on grass, breathing like a goat. Can you imagine that? Because it has lost its identity. And the story, as told by Dr. Miles Moreau, one time the cub, when it had grown into a lion, it went out with the goats as usual to go and find grass to eat. And then a pride of lion, a pride, that's a group of lions, were coming to attack the goats. And the lion was about to run, and he looked at himself in the water that he was drinking and looked at the lions that were coming to attack them. And he saw that it looked like what was coming. And he lifted up his face again. I look like these things that I'm about to run from. And when the lions came close to it, he didn't run. He just had courage and stood. And the lions roared. And for the first time, that lion, that cub that became a lion growing up with goats, roared like a lion. And it identified itself to be a lion, and that's how they went together. Now, if that lion did not look at itself in the water, it could have not known that it was a lion. Water represents the word. Water represents knowledge. If you don't see what you can be, you cannot recognize who you are. This is why knowledge is very powerful. Knowledge exposes you to what you can be. A man that is in ignorance cannot know what his potentials is, or what the potentials are that are buried within him. You need knowledge to know who you are. This is why we advise to read books, to read biographies, listen to messages. My God, it was when I started reading books and I started reading, I can be a leader. That there is no difference between the Gentiles and the Jews. That, because I'm black does not mean I'm limited. Are you seeing it? Just because I grew up in a poor background does not mean a poor family has to come out of me. It was when I was reading that all of these revelations were coming. When you now add it with the Bible, you begin to see things like you are the salt of the earth, the light of the world. You are a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. It says, by my God, I can run through a troop. By thee, I will leap over a wall. That the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. All of this knowledge began to paint a picture of who I am. Are you seeing it? Go for knowledge. This is the first thing you do in your season of discovery. Go for knowledge. The second thing you do in your season of discovery is to serve. 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 It was in the place of service that I discovered that I had the teaching gift, that I had the teaching grace. Are you seeing it? God will always reveal you, the real you, in the place of service. Elisha could not have become a prophet if he did not serve Elijah. Are you seeing it? Serve. It is in the place of service that your giftings, your potentials are unveiled. Find a place and serve. It doesn't have to be in a church. Serve in a corporate organization. You see that you are beginning to develop likeness for IT and for tech. Find a tech company and serve. They don't have to pay you. Are you seeing it? When you serve in an organization that looks like where you are going to, it pulls out the resources. It pulls out the potentials that are buried inside of you. Serve. The third thing you do in the season of discovery, I hope you are following me. Tonight's teaching is a very balanced diet. It's a very, stretch. I know I'm stretching us, but tonight's teaching is a necessary teaching. So that you don't just live and then die, and then you say you had a life. No, I will not be a statistics. My life must make a difference. Your life cannot make a difference if you don't understand the seasons of greatness and engage them. So you must pray. What do you do in the season of discovery? You must pray. Daniel chapter 2 verse 19. It says, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed God, the God of heaven. My God, you must take out time to pray. Especially if you are a believer, take out time to pray. Lord, show me What did you call me to the earth to do? I'm tired of escorting men to destiny. I'm tired of just, living through life. There are many people, the only thing that gives meaning to you is your school. That's why when you see people about to wrap up their school, most people who are in final year, when you see them about to wrap up, they are usually depressed because they don't know what to do next. When somebody loses their job, they almost want to kill themselves. Are you seeing it? But that's not how it's supposed to be. When you discover yourself, you start living. You start living the day you discover yourself. And you pray. How do you discover yourself? You pray. Lord, show me. What did you call me to do on this earth? What are the giftings? You don't create people without potentials. You don't create people without depositing in them. Show me what I've been called to do. Jeremiah 33 verse 3. It says, Jeremiah 33 verse 3, it says, call unto me, and I will answer thee and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. Call unto the Lord. Father, show me. I'm tired of just living life, strolling through life, gallivanting through life. I'm 30 now. I'm in my 25, I'm getting to 35. Lord, I still don't know why I'm here. Show me. At age 12, Jesus already knew what he was sent to the earth to do. Are you seeing it? And it matters that you discover yourself early. So the first season of greatness is the season of discovery. Season number 2, are we ready? If you're ready for the second season, comment, I am ready. The second season of greatness is called the season of preparation. The season of preparation. This is when you refine yourself. I studied chemical engineering, and in one of the courses we're taught how crude oil is being refined. Now you get crude oil from places like Niger Delta in Nigeria, places in the east and some parts of the west, and this crude oil is found hundreds of thousands of kilometers below ground. Are you seeing it? And this crude oil is drawn out. It is usually a dark, smelly liquid. After it is discovered, you don't just take the raw crude oil and begin to sell it. Nobody queues up to buy crude oil. You take that crude oil and you refine it. They take it to the refinery, what they call a refinery. And in that refinery, that crude oil is subjected to, high temperatures. And as it begins to burn, the useful components are being separated. That's when you now have kerosene, you now have natural gas, you now have, fuel, what we use for our cars, even jet fuels, and all of these useful products when it is refined. Are you seeing it? That makes nobody will celebrate you because you discovered yourself. Are you seeing it? Self-discovery is only the beginning stage of manifestation. You must refine yourself. Again, Romans 8:19, it says, for the earnest expectation of creation waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. The world is not waiting for your discovery. The world is waiting for your manifestation. And you cannot manifest if you have not refined yourself. After you've discovered yourself, you must refine yourself. You must work on yourself. Potentials that are not refined will be wasted. It will be uncelebrated. You discover, then you begin to prepare. You begin to refine. Is it not amazing that when Jesus, discovered himself in when he was Luke 2:52, it says, and Jesus grew in wisdom, stature, and favor with God and with men. He discovered himself around Luke when his parents forgot about him when they went for census, and when they came back, he told them, he says, do you not know that I will be about my Father's business? In other words, I've discovered that I'm the Messiah. I've discovered that I'm the Son of God, and I'm now going to, begin to prepare myself for when I will manifest that destiny. So from age 12 to age 30, there was nothing recorded about Jesus. The only time we had him show up again after age 12 was when he was 30 at the wedding feast. Yes. So preparation is very essential for manifestation. You cannot manifest if you have not prepared. You cannot manifest if you have not prepared. This is the season of refining. Even what I'm doing now, I'm refining myself, my God. Gentiles, he says, shall come to your light. Gentiles will come when you are refining yourself, but kings will only come when you have gained mastery. The refining is complete. So you keep refining yourself until you manifest. What to do in the season of preparation? What do you do in the season of preparation? Let me share some keys with us. What are some of the things you do in the season of preparation? Number one, invest heavily in knowledge. You are in the season of preparation, invest heavily in knowledge. The greater your destiny, the greater knowledge that you need. The greater your destiny, the greater knowledge that you need. If my destiny is a small room, if I have a small bulb, are you seeing it? Maybe a 20-watt bulb, I can light up that room. But if my destiny is a stadium, I need floodlight. The greater your destiny, the greater the knowledge you need. This is why I invest heavily in books. I have books all over my house. Are you seeing it? Invest in knowledge. Don't just buy books, read the books. I'm learning every day. The past 3 days, I've given myself solely to learning. You have no idea how many hours I've invested listening to teachings, destiny-shaping teachings. You can't impact your world if you are ignorant. Ignorant people don't manifest. Ignorant people don't impact their world. You want to take over your world? You want to take over the continent? And you don't even know how many continents there are. You don't even know diplomatic protocols. You don't even know, about relationships. You don't know about mindset, how mindset are formed. Are you seeing it? You cannot impact your world. You cannot manifest if you are low on knowledge. You need great light to manifest a great destiny. What are some of the knowledge you need? You need leadership skills, people skills, communication skills. You need to learn about finance. You need to learn about management. You need to learn how the mind works. You need to learn time management. You need to learn personal productivity. There are so many things to learn. This is why change makers are learners, continuous learners. Readers are leaders, and all leaders are readers. My God. You cannot impact your world if you are ignorant. You cannot manifest a great destiny if you are living in ignorance. It takes great knowledge to manifest a great destiny. Are you seeing it? By the way, if you're not yet subscribed to the mentorship program, my 90-day mentorship program, this is the best decision you can make to subscribe for that program. Are you seeing it? 90 days of solid mentorship. I've curated strategic knowledge across 5 pillars of success. Relationships, finance, personal development, strategic topics that can change your life, curated knowledge. You are starting your journey of manifestation. This is one course, one training program that you should take. Not because I'm the one that did it, but it came as a burden. Many young people don't even know where to start. I tell you, that's many books put together for you. Curated, structured knowledge. You won't have you waste your time listening to different. I've put together this knowledge strategically for you. Take the time. You can send Colin a message if you are interested. The 90-day strategic growth daily mentorship program. So invest heavily in knowledge. This is what you do in the season of preparation. What is the second thing you do in the season of preparation? Identify and refine your gifts and potentials. Now that you have identified that you are a speaker, take a course on public speaking. Don't just carry your local gift. Every gift, every potential needs to be refined to serve the nations. It needs to be refined to serve kings. Are you seeing it? God does not give us anything as finished product. God gives us raw materials. Are you seeing it? You discover that you can speak well. Refine it. Take a course on public speaking. You discover that you are somebody who can organize people and all of that. Take a project management course. Find your gift and begin to work on them. The world will not celebrate your unrefined gift. No. Until you refine it into a skill, the world will not celebrate it. Believe me, Imagine if I'm speaking and I'm just speaking nonsense. Even you will not be listening to what I'm saying. Take the time to refine your gift. Identify then refine. That's what you do in the season of preparation. It says, Gentiles shall come to your light. Kings, to the brightness of your rising. The Gentiles can manage the unrefined gift. Are you seeing it? But you want to speak to kings, you have to refine yourself. You have to commit to excellence every day. This is why I read. This is why I take courses. You know what I'm doing? I'm refining my gift. I want to speak to nations. I have a vision that one day 1 million people will gather to watch the School of Personal Development. I cannot be mediocre. And you see how I'm committing to excellence. Are you seeing it? The investment and all of the things that you are seeing, it costs me. But you want to speak to kings, you want to speak to the nations, you need to invest in your giftings, invest in your potentials, commit to excellence. The third thing you do in the season of preparation is to learn relevant skills. In the season of preparation, and in addition to refining your gifts and your potentials, learn additional skills that are required for your destiny. For example, I know that God has called me to be a teacher. What are some of the things I need? I need to learn how to manage people. I need to learn people skills. Are you seeing it? I need to learn content creation. I need to learn how to use AI tools. These are not things that just come by default. You need to learn them. So invest and learn relevant skills. Very important. So begin to write down. This is what God has called me to do. What are the relevant skills that I need to be good at what I'm doing? Very important. And then begin to learn them. Number 4, the fourth thing that you do in your season of preparation is to develop character. Develop character. I wrote down here that the little fox you don't kill in your season of preparation will be the violent fox that will kill you in your manifestation. Very profound. The weakness you don't deal with in your season of preparation will be the weakness that will bring you down in your season of manifestation. There are many people you've noticed that you have lost. Are you seeing a loss for women? You can't see anything under the skirt without your body, doing. You can't carry that kind of bad character to the place of greatness. No, you will come down overnight. How many of us saw that video? What was the name of that? I've forgotten that couple, that American people, that he went out with the lady he was cheating on his wife on, and then it was a music concert, and then the camera came on him, and both of them were hiding. Can you imagine? That's how he lost his job, lost a lot of things. And believe me, that did not start that day. It did not start because he was CEO. When he was in his wilderness, the season of preparation, there were those tendencies, and he did not kill it. Remember David. I'm very sure if David had found out that he had lost when he was in the wilderness, he would have fought it. But maybe he knew. He didn't kill it while he was in the wilderness. And that was what brought him down when he was in the palace. The fox you don't kill in your season of manifestation, of preparation, will kill you in your season of manifestation. So in your season of preparation, what do? Begin to build character. Deal with hidden weaknesses. Learn faithfulness. Thank you. Kingsley said the Coldplay concert. That's a popular one. Coldplay concert. Don't hide things. Find out your tendencies. You have pride. Now is the time to begin to deal with it. This is why you should not be crying for manifestation. There are many people who are crying for opportunities, crying, God, when will my season come? When will my time come? And God is saying, you've not killed that lust. That pornography that is eating you up, you've not killed it. That lust for women, that lack of integrity. You can't carry somebody's money and keep it. You spend it. You have to kill it before I take you to the palace. Because in the palace, they will not tolerate your weakness. The season of preparation is where you begin to work on yourself. My God, every day I'm learning. I'm building consistency. I'm learning how to eat properly. Are you seeing it? I'm taming my appetite. I'm learning how to live well. Because if I don't kill all of these things, they will kill me in my season of manifestation. Number 5. The fifth thing that you do in your season of preparation is to build quality relationships and networks. Now that you are building yourself, now that you are preparing yourself, begin to build quality relationships and networks. These are the relationships that will sustain you. When David was in his season of preparation, He built a network of people that stood by him when he became king. That was in the cave of Adullam, where he began to build men that would stand by him. My God. Don't just rise alone. Rise with people. Are you seeing it? If you rise alone, it will be easy for you to fall. Begin to build connections, valuable connections, advantageous relationships. Are you seeing it? From all angles, valuable connections. These are some of the things you do in your season of preparation. What is the third season? The third season of manifestation. My God, I hope we're getting value. We've passed the 1 hour mark already, but it is worth it. I hope we're getting value. For getting value, comment value. The first season of manifestation is the season of discovery. The second season is the season of preparation. The third season is the season of waiting and testing. The season of waiting and testing. Very profound. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 15. And so, after he had patiently endured, he obtained promise. No, the third season is the season of waiting and testing, not the season of manifestation. The season of waiting and testing. Hebrews 6:15. And so, after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. He had patiently endured. Hebrews chapter 6 verse 12. It says, follow them who through faith and patience have inherited the promise. Who through faith and patience. Lamentations chapter 3 verse 25 and 26. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. I wish that if after you have prepared yourself, you will just manifest. It doesn't work that way. There is a season of waiting and testing that all men must go through. And believe me, this is where many great destinies fail. Because it takes strength, it takes stamina to wait. And the waiting season is also a testing season. This is when God begins to test the capacity that you have built in the season of preparation. Many people don't last in this season. God will never trust you if he has not tested you. God does not trust what he has not tested. And you see, manifestation is not an accomplishment. Manifestation is an allocation, is an inheritance. It is God that gives manifestation. And God will never unveil you if he had not tested you. We see it when God wanted to bless Abraham. Abraham had waited, done a lot of things. And the Bible says in Genesis 22 verse 1 and verse 2, it says, and it came to pass after these things that God did test Abraham. God tested Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, behold, here am I. And he said, take now thy son, thy only son Isaac, and offer him there for a burnt offering. I've waited over 25 years or so for a child, and now you are telling me to take that only child? Abraham would never have become the father of nations if he did not pass that test. I wish that you would just manifest after you have prepared yourself, but there is a season of testing. This is where many people miss it. This is what separates the boys from the men. The testing phase. The testing phase. God will test you before he approves you. God will test you before he announces you. And like I said, God does not trust what he has not tested. Why does God test us? Why does God allow us to go through the season of waiting and testing? Let me give us 3 readings. Why God takes us through the season of waiting and testing. The first reason is because he wants to purify our heart. He wants to purify our heart. I'm very sure that David skipped the season of testing. That's why he slept with Bathsheba. The season of testing, the season of waiting is the season where God purifies your heart. Where you say, God, even if that influence does not come, Even if that numbers does not come, I will still give myself. My God, I'm only just imagining. Look, we don't have so much people watching me right now, but you see the energy. It took me the entire day to prepare for this teaching. Are you seeing it? Right from Tuesday, had fasted today, prayed for this teaching, prayed for all of that. Are you seeing it? Imagine if I said, no, if 100,000 people are not listening to me, I will not teach well. Then I will never see 100,000 people. God is testing faithfulness. That even if it's one person that showed up, will you still teach the way you are teaching passionately? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I understand that God must test before he trusts. God will not test me with 1 million people if he cannot trust me with 10 people. God will not trust me with 1 million people if I'm not faithful with 10 people. So even if it is one person that shows up, that passion is there. God purifies your heart. Purifies your heart through testing. Ezekiel says, I'm sounding like AJS. Of course, it's my father. God purifies your heart. If you don't go through this season of waiting and testing, you'll be surprised the things you will do in your season of manifestation. You'll be surprised. He says our light affliction worketh in us. Are you seeing it? Somebody find that scripture for me. That our light affliction worketh in us a far more exceeding weight of glory. That means there is something that testing, that waiting should do to you. He says, count it all joy when you walk through various trials and tribulations. It says, the trying of your faith builds patience. My God, purifies your heart. The second thing that happens to you when you go through the season of waiting and testing is that God uses it to teach you patience. God uses this season to teach us patience. The Bible speaking says Jesus learned obedience through the things that he suffered. Thank you. 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, he said, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. God uses this season of waiting and testing to teach us patience. Have you seen a child who is hurrying? You see a young child who is playing with fire. Stop playing with fire. Stop playing with fire. The child will refuse. Allow that child, when his hand touches that fire, all of a sudden he learns wisdom. The next time he sees fire, he will run away from it. Patience, through experience, through testing. If you teach that child, he will not learn. But because he was tested by that fire, he learned patience. There are many people, you tell them, don't do this thing, and they suffer one huge calamity. What happens all of a sudden? They learn patience. The waiting season, the trying season is a season where you learn patience. That's when you build maturity. The third reason why God takes us through the season of waiting and testing is to build capacity in us. Capacity in us. My God. There are times where God takes you through the fire, and the goal is to purify you. You know you are anointed, yet people treat you as trash. You know you are intelligent, yet people don't listen to you. My God, it's because God is working on you. You are learning how to be disciplined regardless of results. You are learning how to be consistent regardless of results. Build capacity. Capacity happens in the season of testing and waiting. There are times you read books, you think you have wisdom until when challenges come. It is in the face of challenges that you will now really learn the wisdom. You don't learn necessarily just by reading. You learn by testing. You learn by experience. My God. Fantastic, so sorry. When you use a cold iron to press a cloth, it will not have any effect. But when you add fire to that iron, what happens? It begins to straighten that cloth. So the season of testing and waiting is what adds fire to your iron. Adds fire. That's a season where you learn the most. That's a season where the real preparation happens. My God. Remember that after Jesus discovered, that's a classical example. Jesus discovered himself at age 12. At age 30, from age 12 to age 30, he prepared himself. Then at age 30, he went into the wilderness where he was tempted by the devil, where he was tested. Let me not use the word temptation. So if you are not tested, you cannot be trusted. If you are not tested, you will not manifest. So the third reason why God takes us through this season is to build capacity in us. The fourth reason is to qualify us for promotion. When you go through tests, it's because God wants to promote you. Anytime you see a test, it's because God wants to promote you. You must learn to pass the test, because the test is what qualifies you for promotion. Somebody getting value? If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. You're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's what promotes you. This leads us to the final season of manifestation, the season of unveiling. The season of greatness is called the season. The final season, the season of unveiling, or the season of manifestation. You can call it manifestation, you can call it unveiling. The season. Now that you have discovered what is on the inside of you, now that you have prepared yourself, now that you have passed the test, this is now when God unveils you. This season, usually you don't have to do anything, because you have passed all of those other tests. Are you seeing it? Unveiling becomes automatic. Genesis 41 verse 14. Genesis 41 verse 14. It says, then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his remnant and came in unto Pharaoh. One moment he's in the wilderness, he's in the prison. The next moment, Pharaoh calls for him. When your season of manifestation come, kings begin to call for you. He says, Gentiles shall come to your light, but kings to your unveiling, kings to the brightness of your rising. They begin to call for you. Why? Because you have discovered, you have prepared, and you have passed the test. The season of unveiling. Matthew chapter 3 verse 17. It says, and lo, a voice from heaven saying, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. He discovered himself, he prepared himself, he was tested, and he became a son that gave glory to God. The season of unveiling. When you go through the season of discovery, the season of development or preparation, and the season of testing, you automatically are unveiled to the world. Now, what happens? We're wrapping up now. What happens during the season of manifestation? What are the things that happen during the seasons of manifestation? Number one, unusual visibility and favor. Unusual visibility and favor. All men seek for thee. Your fame will begin to spread abroad. People want to bless you. The Bible says that after Jesus came out of the wilderness, that his fame was spread abroad. His fame was spread abroad. People who didn't know him before began to know him. All of a sudden, your name is everywhere. It's a sign that your season of manifestation has come. Your season of unveiling has come. And you don't necessarily do anything to activate this season. You just discover, prepare, and pass tests. And then God begins to announce you. What happens during this season of manifestation? Greater works and exploits. The things you did before, all of a sudden, it begins to produce greater results, greater doors. You are teaching. I'm having a teaching like this. Nothing new, but all of a sudden, you see 1 million people, 1 million views. You see invitations. People begin to invite you all across the globe. Is because you have entered your season of unveiling. You have passed the test. You have prepared yourself. Now God is announcing you to the nations. Greater works and exploits, even from minimum effort. You begin to ask yourself, what have I been doing that I'm doing differently? What am I doing differently? You are not doing anything differently. It is your season of unveiling. God has unveiled you to the nation. So every little effort produces multiplied results. What happens in the season of unveiling? Ease and comfort. Ease and comfort. Imagine one moment you are in the prison, the next moment you are in the palace. Your life becomes comfortable. You begin to live a soft life. These are the benefits of paying the price, discovering yourself, working on yourself, passing the test. You experience ease and comfort. You used to drink, I used to drink gari. You used to soak gari every day. Now, you are eating with feka knife, fried rice. You have a chef. You that used to drive to Lagos, you used to enter bus, midnight transport. Now they are paying your flight, putting you in first class. Why? Because you paid the price. You paid the price. Your life becomes easy and comfortable. What's the fourth thing that happens during season of manifestation? Now, this one is a warning so that you are careful. The season of manifestation comes with envy and jealousy from those around you. Envy and jealousy from those around you. That's where you begin to see people say, where this one come up from? Nobody comes out from nowhere. I come out from the place of preparation. I come out from the place of testing. When they see Jesus' fame being spread abroad, nobody will talk about the fact that he spent 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. Prepare yourself. The world only celebrates prepared people. Let the envy come. Envy and jealousy is proof that you are entering your season of manifestation. Why is everybody talking about him? Why is his face in every poster? Are you seeing it? Why is he being promoted? Why is he the one that everybody is gisting about? Your season of unveiling is there. Now, to wrap up tonight's session, let me quickly share with us how to sustain greatness. How to sustain greatness. When God brings you into this season of manifestation, how do you sustain it? Many people don't know how to sustain it, so they don't last. Because if you it's one thing to enter into greatness, it's another thing to sustain greatness. What are some of the things you need to do to sustain greatness? Number one, you must avoid pride and ingratitude. Avoid pride and ingratitude. Pride. James 4 verse 6. But he giveth more grace to the humble. Wherefore he said, God resisted the proud, but he giveth grace to the humble. God fights proud people, not just God. Men also fight proud people. You must sustain a posture of humility and gratitude to God and to men. Just because everybody is inviting you, you no longer tell God thank you. You no longer acknowledge God. Are you seeing it? You are busy for everybody. You treat people like trash. It's a sign that you are on your way back to the pit, back to the prison. Can you guys hear me now? I hope you can hear me. My light seems to still be on. I hope you can hear me. So you must sustain a posture of humility and gratitude. Tell God thank you. Tell God thank you. Tell God thank you all the time. Tell people thank you. Celebrate those who contributed to your greatness. Sustain a posture of humility and gratitude to God and to men. What's the second key to sustain your greatness? Avoid complacency and carelessness. Avoid complacency and carelessness. If you stop doing what took you to the top, be prepared to be back on your way to the bottom. If you stop doing the things that took you to the place of greatness, be prepared to go back to the prison. You see, I've discovered that pain is a good motivation. When you don't have anything, it's easier for you to read, to press, to be disciplined. But the moment you arrive in greatness, you are in a life of comfort, you begin to become complacent. You become careless. You no longer pray. You no longer read. You no longer listen to teachings. Are you seeing it? You stop doing the things that brought you where you are. Just be prepared to go back to where you used to be. Pain can motivate. I wrote down here, but in the presence of abundance, motivation dries out. Pain can motivate. When you don't have anything, you are motivated to press. But in the absence of pain, in the presence of abundance, that motivation dries out. So you must remind yourself again and again, from whence you are coming so that you don't go back there. Avoid complacency and carelessness. Nothing fails like success. It was Dr. Miles Monroe, late Dr. Miles Monroe, that made that statement, that nothing fails like success. One of the greatest deception of success is complacency, that you have arrived, an arrival mentality. So you become complacent, you become careless, you no longer pray, you no longer read, you no longer study. My dear, whatever takes you to the top is what will keep you at the top. If it is prayer that took you to the top, it's prayer that will sustain you there. If it is fasting that took you to the top, it's fasting that will keep you there. If it is studying that took you to the top, that's what will keep you there. So don't stop your consecration because you have arrived at the place of greatness. Do not stop your consecration. The apostle said we will give ourselves continually to prayer and the ministry of the word. Whether we are great or not, we will pray. Whether we are succeeding or not, we will study. Don't stop doing what took you to the place of greatness. Number 3, the third key to sustaining greatness is to guard your character and integrity. Guard your character and integrity. There's a story of the Great Wall of China, how it was built. It took about 20 years to build the wall. And during that 20-year reign, almost 1,000 people died and were buried under the rock, under the wall. That wall, it is said that you can view the wall, even when you are flying in a plane because of how large it was. Now, they built this wall because they wanted to protect China from, the invasion of the nomadic hordes that were coming from outside. But do you know that within the first 100 years of the construction of that wall, China was invaded 3 times? 3 times. And not once was China, did their enemy have to break the wall or climb over the wall or dig under the wall? All their enemy had to do, guess what they did? They bribed the gatemen. All they did was to bribe the gatemen to enter into China and invade China. And a woman said, we're so busy building stone walls that we forgot to build the character of our children. When you don't build your character, when you don't guard your character, what you built, what took you years to build, you will crumble in a moment because of lack of character. So protect your character. That's why I said, kill the little foxes now that you are preparing. Guard your character. Guard your character. It doesn't matter what you have. If you don't have character, you will soon lose it. Guard your character with jealousy. Protect your character. Number 4, what's the 4th thing you do to preserve your greatness, to sustain your greatness? Invest in relationships. Invest in relationships. Remember the parable of the shrewd servant. When he discovered that he was going to be sacked from his work, he began to call some of his august client, former client, and began to reduce their debt. And the moment he was sacked, automatically he began to gain favor from the people he showed kindness to. So the moment you are stepping into greatness, begin to help people. Greatness is not a place of selfishness. No. Greatness is a place of building others, helping others. Because you see, no matter how much you try to sustain greatness, one day you will not be there. Those who are shining today, they will not shine forever. So when you are shining, begin to invest in others, especially those who are not shining. Because when they go up, they are the ones that will sustain you when they go up. When you go down and they go up. So invest in others. You see, that's why I'm very passionate about building people. Once in a while, you see me send teachings to my people, encourage them and all of that. It's not just because of selfless love. As much as you love people, you need to also be wise. It's a system of preserving greatness. Am I saying you invest in people with a selfish motive? No, far from that. But I'm saying it's a system. Whether you like it or not, it's a system. True wisdom is a house built. Invest in others. Spend money on others. Give people money. Spend your time. Invest knowledge in others. When greatness begins to fade, these are the people that will hold you standing. In conclusion, I started by telling us that there are 3 stages of human existence, of human life. Your birth stage, when you are born, the stage of manifestation, where you manifest, and then the stage of death. And I told us that only the stage of birth and the stage of death are automatic. The second stage, the stage of manifestation, must be intentionally engaged. It is possible that you are born and you die without manifestation, but your relevance, your success, your greatness, your influence is hidden in your manifestation. And unless you understand and engage these seasons that I shared with us, the season of discovery, the season of preparation, the season of testing and waiting, the season of unveiling, except you understand and engage these seasons, it will be impossible for you to become great. I want you to take the time, listen to this teaching again. The video will be up. Listen to it again and again and again until it sinks in. You want to manifest, you want to live a great life, you must understand and engage these seasons for you to be great. I hope we got value listening to me tonight. If you got value, let me see the fire emoji. Tonight's training was quite a long one. If you got value, let me see the fire emoji. Thank you so much for staying with me, for paying attention. I assure you, we have powerful topics lined up for the School of Personal Development, especially this year and into the next year. You can see that, I'm already investing to ensure high quality for our teachings, doing a lot, really. So you stay tuned. We are growing. Though our beginning is small, our latter end shall greatly increase. You do well. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, right? Share the video with at least one person this night and tell them to listen. Tell them, make sure you share with at least one person. You can put it up on your status. This is a very powerful teaching, powerful and detailed teaching. Put it up in your status so they can listen. Now, you can get the audio recording of this message. Hopefully by tomorrow it will be up. There's what I call the Leaders Manna Network Plus Community, the LMN Plus Community. It takes a very token subscription fee, monthly subscription fee to be part of that community. We send the audio recording, so we extract the audio and then the PDF. This is a training note. The training note is also available. The PDF training note, we send it to members of that community. So you want to join, the link is in the description, the LMN Plus Community. Click on it so that you can join and get access to the audio. Now, for those of you who have not taken the mentorship program, make sure you do. If you've taken the mentorship program, make a comment so that people can see the value that is in it. The 90-day strategic growth daily mentor program, I teach 5 major pillars of success: relationships, personal development. I even teach on finance, something I don't do quite often. I teach on leadership, personal leadership, very powerful. And I think I taught on personal productivity. Get that program. It will change your life. It's 90 days of solid mentorship. It's automated. Every day you get strategic advice that upgrades your life. The link is in the description. Make sure you click on it, subscribe to the program. There's a 25% discount. Take advantage of it. And I'm sure that you will not regret it, right? If you want to give to this cause, the Leaders Manna Network is a vision. There's so much we're doing. There's so much we're planning to do. This is just the initial stage. We're still in the cave. We've not even started moving. But trust me, there's a big vision behind the Leaders Manna Network. Big vision, solid vision. You want to support us financially, there's a link to give. You can click on the link, a Paystack link, click on it and give, and God will bless you even as you do so. Make sure, don't miss the next School of Personal Development in 2 weeks. That should be next month now, the month of October. We'll be having its second week. It's going to be a phenomenal time. Make sure you share the flyer when you see them. Invite someone to be part of it. If you've not joined the Leaders Manna Network community, make sure you do so. Very important. Make sure you do so and be part of the community. That's where a lot of magic, do a lot of, send a lot of training videos, put up content there. So make sure you join if you've not done so already. That said, finally subscribe. If you've not subscribed, subscribe to the channel before you go. Let me do a quick shout out and then I'm done. But first of all, let me thank the team. Thank you so much, my media team. Special thank you to Cornel. Thank you so much, Cornel. Being a great blessing to me. I appreciate you. And may God bless you again and again. Compassion. David, the graphic designer, is currently in service in Kaduna. Send me a message. So let's do well. Reach out to David and, congratulate him. Send him money also. He's in service. He will need all of that. So send him money. Thank him. for what he does. The team members, thank you so much for working behind the scene to see that these trainings come out and is a blessing to people. God bless you. God bless you, everyone. Thank you for showing up. We'll wrap up right about now. Don't forget to share the video with at least one person. Shout out to Jogai. Thank you so much, Jogai. Ezekiel, thank you. Thank you. Abu Bonso, my Ghanaian man. God bless you. Nathan Yakubu, David Praise, I see you. Bet, I see you. Thank you. Moses, Rebecca, Messi, Zamdayo, God bless you. Agnes, Simon, Cynthia, I see you. Who else? Oyinbo Goswill, I see you. Kingsley, God bless you. I see you. We have quite a number of people here. Thank you for showing up Monday. God bless you. Victory, God bless you. Thank you so much. If I didn't mention your name, God bless you. Thank you for showing up. Make sure you watch the video and share with somebody. Have a lovely night. God bless you.